Shavua Tov. So 1 week to go till Pesach, and so the last couple of weeks we've gone through the details of kashering utensils, and I want to spend the rest of this week on going through some of the practicalities with regards to this unique year in which Erev Pesach falls on Shabbat, and the different complications and things that we need to know with when this happens. The last time this happened was in 2021, so 4 years ago. Before that was 2008. So sometimes it's rare, sometimes they come together and it's quite common, but it's important to refresh ourselves with these details. Let's start with Ta'anit Bechorot, the fast of the firstborns. So let's talk about the fast of the firstborns, generally speaking, in a normal year. So this concept of the firstborns fasting on Erev Pesach is not mentioned anywhere in the Talmud Bavli. And indeed, the Rambam does not codify this. Nowhere in the Rambam, in Halachot of Pesach, does he bring this concept of firstborns needing to fast. However, Masechet Sofrim, it's not entirely clear when this was written, perhaps the 7th or 8th century, or perhaps earlier, writes that the firstborns fast in order to remember that Kadosh Baruch Hu spared the Jewish firstborns, the Israelite firstborns, when he destroyed the Egyptian firstborns in Egypt. And there's discussion whether Talmud Yerushalmi actually holds of this. In any case, the point is, despite this not being mentioned in our Talmud, it became customary in the times of the Rishonim to do so. Many of the Rishonim bring this down, and indeed the Shulchan Aruch rules that one needs to fast, firstborns need to fast on Erev Pesach. But because of the somewhat obscure origin of this halakha, this is why it became customary that people don't fast, firstborns don't fast, and exempt themselves by participating in a sudat mitzvah, in any meal which is mitzvah, whether that's a brit milah or, for that matter, a siyum. If there's a siyum, completion of a tractate on Erev Pesach, and one participates in it, i.e. one attends and listens and eats in it, then he can exempt himself. It's a unfortunately common but wrong practice that people think that they can just have some food brought home to them from the siyum, and like that they exempt themselves. Doesn't work like that. Those who want to exempt themselves from this is that they take part in it, they listen to the completion of the siyum, and they eat from it. The Shulchan Aruch also brings an opinion, although he doesn't follow this, that even female firstborns fast, and that's generally not the minhag. The Rama brings a minhag for the Ashkenazim that even if a male isn't a firstborn, but he has a firstborn son who's under the age of bar mitzvah, and so therefore he can't fast, the father fasts on his behalf. It's not the minhag of the Sfaradim. I'm not sure if the Ashkenazim do this. In any case, this year, of course, Erev Pesach falls on Shabbat. And so you can't fast on Shabbat. And so you can't, so therefore you push it forward. You obviously can't push it to Sunday because of Pesach. And push it to Friday also we don't do, because we don't want people fasting on Friday and Erev Shabbat. Generally speaking, when we have a fast which is brought forward, we don't push it forward to Friday. For example, Ta'anit Esther, before Purim, when it falls on a Shabbat, we bring it forward to Thursday. But here, because it's a Shabbat and it's being pushed forward, there was a further debate amongst the Rishonim whether one needs to fast at all. The Shulchan Aruch brings here two opinions. In the first opinion, he says one needs to fast. Yesh Omrim that one needs to fast. In the other opinion, Yesh Omrim that one does not need to fast. And generally speaking, when the Shulchan Aruch brings two opinions, and he equates them, the halakha follows the second one, which is why the vast majority of the Sfaradi poskim take on that one does not need to fast at all this year, a firstborn, because it's Erev Pesach falls on Shabbat. Having said that, Havadia does write that if one can go to Siyum and participate in that, that's great. Tawala beracha, but one should know that Meikar Hadin, strictly speaking, one does not need to fast this year on Erev Pesach. Ashkenazim, however, do hold the fast, and they would need to do the regular siyum, which they do, or for that matter, fast on Thursday, the 12th of Nisan this year. So to summarize, the concept of Ta'anit Bechorot is one which is not mentioned in our Talmud or the Rambam, but nonetheless it's become customary and obligatory to fast on Erev Pesach this year because it falls on Erev Shabbat. Sfaradim generally do not need to fast, whereas Ashkenazim will fast on Thursday or attend to Siyum.